In this lesson, we'll be talking about slope from a graph. So by the end of the lesson, you should be able to use the data from the graph to determine the rate of change. So when we're looking at slope on the graph, we're talking about how steep the line is. So you could take two ordered pairs and count the number of steps up or down, and then count your steps left to right. Remember that the line can be negative or positive. So if it's negative, it's going to be going down and to the right. If it's positive, you're going to go up and to the right. So slope from a graph, you can choose 2 points and then find the difference between the y values and the difference between the x values, which means we're subtracting. So our formula is over here, m equals y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So if you have your two ordered pairs, the y can either be y2 or y1. But once you decide that that ordered pair is y1, then it also has to be x1. So as long as you're consistent, it doesn't matter which pair you choose to be the 2's and which ones are the 1's. So in this first graph here, you can see that if we were to just count the slope, we would take 2 points and we're going to count up 1 over 2. But if we use the equation m equals y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1, it would be 4 minus 3 over 4 minus 2, so we get the same answer of 1/2. In this example, if I choose these 2 points, I would count and go up 2, right 1. If I use the equation y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1, it would be 4 minus 2 over 2 minus 1, which just gets us the same answer of 2 over 1. So some examples. Determine which graphs are positive and which have negative slope. So looking at this one, if you look at a graph, we always look at a graph from left to right, the way that we read. We go from left to right. So when we look at this graph from left to right, the left is up here and it is going downward. So this is a negative slope. As we read the graph from left to right, the first point we come to is this one, and then it goes upward, so it's positive. Reading the graph from left to right, we start here, and you can see that it's positive. Reading the graph from left to right, we start over here, and we see that it's going down, so it is negative. So we're finding the slope of this. Again, we could just count and go up and over. So we would go up 2 and then right 4. If we use our equation, y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1, we look at the two ordered pairs and we would say -1 minus 1 and -2 minus 2. That's -2 over -4, which we simplify to 1/2. Here, if we use these on the graph, it would be 2 over 4, which also simplifies to 1/2. Notice that the line is positive, so we're going to make sure that our answer, our slope, is positive. So looking at these three, let's try them. We've got this blue line. We can count, or we can do our y2 minus y1. So if I count, we're starting at 2. We always do the y first. We're starting at 2 and we're going to 4. So that's up 2. And then we're starting at 0 and going to 2. That's over 2. So from the ordered pairs, 4 minus 2 over 2 minus 0. 2 over 2 is 1. Let's look at the green one. Notice the green one is a negative slope. So we read from left to right, it's going down. So if we just count, we'd say it's starting here at 1 and we're going down to 0. Okay, so that's 1. And then we're starting here at 0 and going over to 3. So that means we're going down 1, right 3. If we use our ordered pairs in our equation, would be 0 minus 1 over 3 minus 0. 0 minus 1 is -1. 3 minus 0 is 3. So either way, we get negative 1/3. Let's look at the red line. The red line is positive. So if we look at the y values and we count, we're going from -2 up to 1, -1. So -2 to -1. So that's going up 1, and we're going from -4 over to -2. It looks like we're going right 2. So if we used our ordered pairs, we'd say -1 minus a -2. Okay, the double negative here makes a positive, so -1 plus 2 is 1. And on the bottom, -2 minus a -4, so -2 plus 4 is 2. So it's 1/2. So what is the equation if we're looking for slope? y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Which type of slope slants up and to the right? And that's positive.